Ryan McCaffrey with IGN. Welcome to IGN First. It's our Games to Watch 2019 series. We're looking at alpha footage here of Far Cry New Dawn, the follow-up to Far Cry 5. This is set in the same place in Hope County, but after the apocalypse. In fact, well after the apocalypse, 17 years later. And what's interesting about this, as you can see, it's not your typical post-apocalyptic art style. There's a lot of color, a lot of pink, a lot of purple, because there has been a superbloom. There already was a nuclear winter, and this is fast-forwarding past that. You know, usually in most games, we get just the nuclear winter part where everything is gray and green and destroyed and bleak. But in this game, there's color everywhere. You see the pink flowers. The superbloom has come in and restored a lot of life. So in the game itself, you are sent in to on this train to try and repopulate the area and sort of redevelop it, almost like re-terraforming it if it were a new planet. But that goes awry because the highwaymen, who are these the new gangs who you're going to fight, they're kind of like biker gangs, basically, of this new apocalypse. In fact, I'm going to be quiet for a minute and let you check out this little outpost sequence.
The highwaymen is no walk in the park. If you ever find yourself outgunned, you can craft better weapons with the resources you find in Hope County. And remember, the folks in Prosperity are here to help in any way they can. We won't let you down.
So you've got the radio stations in the car there. We still have FM radio well after the apocalypse, it seems. Driving all over the place. You'll see in a minute when the camera view turns. I like the swinging ornament hanging from the mirror. Jump that right there. So who you're trying to liberate right there, we've got this mission, basically. This is the run-up to meeting Pastor Jerome Jeffries, who you may remember from Far Cry 5. Now, Ubisoft wanted to note, what's interesting about this game, you know, it's more, don't think of it as an expansion pack. It's more like Far Cry Primal, where it is a completely new game, but it is, I don't know if it's quite necessarily a total sequel, but it's also very much not an expansion pack. It is its own game, complete new story, new characters. There are other new guns for hire. Actually, let me be quiet for a minute, let this radio go. All right, so there's Pastor Jeffries. Pastor Jerome.
The name's Jerome. I appreciate your help, but we've got more work to do. They were taking me to the old Rye house to torture me. They've got other prisoners there. I could use your help to save those people.
All right. So we're going to walk with him for a bit. But yeah, so Pastor Jerome is one of many new, or I should say, he's returning, but there are also many new guns for hire in this game as well. All right, so you're choosing to take the vehicle here. So we look at this. Of course, this is on PS. This is running on PS4. This build. So this game, this out soon, by the way, February 15th. We're gonna have much more on this on IGN as things get closer. Just want to let you know that before the video ends. But leading Pastor Jerome over here to the checkpoint. By the way, on the weapons, you might have seen that those weapons look very handmade. Thank you, Pastor. And you can craft weapons, but you cannot customize them. So just wanted to make that distinction. We got more highwaymen, more gang members here. Resume the mission. The art style's, it's almost a little bit like Mad Max meets Trials Rising, isn't it? That's kind of what the art style reminds me of in this game. It's pretty cool. We're gonna get the saw gun here in a minute. Now, note the graffiti on these buried, half-buried cars. That graffiti is from a real-life Montreal graffiti artist named Zilone, if I am pronouncing that correctly, and I apologize if I'm not. But yeah, you know, the development team in Montreal, they went and found they got a wonderful real-life graffiti artist to do those for the game, which is a neat little touch. So we're checking out this area here. You and Pastor Jerome need to get this cleaned out and accomplish the objective at hand. Here's the saw gun. Watch this in action. Rev it up. Ooh, you don't need that leg.
Strike him down!
Molotov action. All right, and as this is going to wrap up, I'll remind you again, stick with us on IGN. Between now and February 15th, the release date of Far Cry New Dawn. We'll have much more on this one.
Thanks. Don't like the sound of that. I don't want it. Thanks for getting me out of there.
The area is clear. A word, please. Let me introduce myself properly. Jerome Jeffries. Most folks call me Pastor Jerome. I appreciate what you've done here. You have an instinct for helping folks. That's usually my calling. Mickey and Lou won't stop until they've bled Hope County dry. And they don't care about who they crush in the process. We need people to stand up to them. I'd follow someone like you. If you're looking for an ally, you found one.